legs so you don't step on the feet. It's primitive. Anyway, let's bring in MSNBC political analyst Michelle Bernard and the Reverend Eugene Rivers of the Azusa Christian community in Boston. You know, I guess we get back to this thing about the head of state and the fact that he now symbolizes our country. We're not talking policy tonight. We're talking a who, not a what. We're talking about who is our leader and who is the symbol of our country, Reverend. And again, back to some thoughts. This will be perhaps the one day in the history of his presidency when it's really primarily about the head of state role, the symbol of our country role. Later tomorrow morning, we'll get to the policy making and that kind of tough leadership and choices. Your thoughts about the symbolism here tonight of having this couple as our first family?
It's enormously powerful at a number of levels. Here is the most powerful man in the world, who is a black man, which is more than an African American. He's a black man, and the symbolism globally is enormous. There are about 1 million black people in the world who, I imagine, I've gotten calls from friends around the world, who view this more as a coronation than an inauguration. In Sao Paulo, Australia, Papua New Guinea, in the Parisian suburban ghettos, black people around the world view the United States, and generally the world views the United States very differently. And then the symbolism of a black man who loves his black wife with the genuine affection that they communicate, given the generally negative characterizations of black families and instabilities. It is enormously powerful, and it'll take a while for us to deconstruct the potency of the symbolism culturally and politically globally. So it's a phenomenal thing. It'll take us a while to deconstruct it. Also, I should point out sort of symbolically, the right and the left are in for surprises. The text of that philosophic statement, which was his inaugural address, has lots of interesting conceptual moves in terms of this message of accountability, this message of responsibility, collective ability. It's going to be a very interesting time because he has proposed, symbolically and culturally, a post-partisan form of political pragmatism, which I imagine will be sort of an equal opportunity offender. He's going to tee off the left and the right, and so it's going to be a very interesting time because he's so intellectually creative. Yes, go ahead.
Michelle Bernard, I mean, not to suggest, I don't think here that this is new. It's just new perhaps in such a premier role in our society as our first family. I understand from talking to you all these months that you grew up in a family that had a perfect couple as your parents.
No, absolutely.
Is that too strong a statement?
No, not at all. Growing up, our friends used to tease us that we were the Cosby family, and I jokingly said the other night on the air that the Huxtables have come to the White House. Now, this is not something that is abnormal in the black community, particularly for those of us who live in Washington, D.C. and other cities. Many of us know people just like Barack and Michelle Obama. But when you go to other
something as stupid as that, by the way, Michelle. Did you accuse me of saying the Huxtables can't? I don't speak in TV language like that.
Chris, I said that, and I don't think it was stupid.
Oh, then it wasn't stupid. I'm sorry. It was brilliant.
It was enormously intelligent.
Of course. I'm sorry. I'm serious.
If I say so myself.
Don't tag me with it.
But you know, when you go to, like for example, I was in Nigeria once, and so many people that I met, their image of African Americans or black Americans was what you might see on a music video, and hip hop or rappers, and nothing. Not that anything is wrong with that, but that is not the way that we define our entire community. So it is nice to not only set an example for people who don't have the advantages that the Obamas have, but for people all over the world to be able to look at our nation and see that our head of state is a black man in a nuclear family who really walks the walk and talks the talk. He is clearly very responsible. He loves his children. He loves his wife. He's taking care of his family, and he's going to do his best to take very good care of our nation.
One can't
it's great stuff.
One can't overstate the psychological power of that image. You cannot overstate.
Well, we don't have to sell it.
No.
Guys, I don't think we have to sell it too hard.
No,
I mean, we're
we
looking
don't.
at it. It looks pretty perfect to me, and to most people, they think, what a loving, handsome couple. And they are at the top of their game. They're going to run the country, and they're going to symbolize our country as head of state and first lady. You can't beat what we're seeing here. It's magical for those who love our country to see this come. All of us, I tell you, if you don't love this, I don't think you love America. This is it. This is what we want to symbolize us, I think. And maybe someone will disagree, and fairly so, but not me. Anyway, thank you very much, Michelle Bernard, my pal. I've gotten to know you all these months, and the Reverend Eugene Rivers. I think you're a bit more conservative than me, but that's okay.
Well, you know what?
Thank you for joining us.
There's hope for you, Chris. There's hope. I'm praying.
Well, my hope is that I stay to your left, sir, and then I'll feel a lot better, because you do seem to be very old school, to use a phrase we used tonight.
That's amen.
All right.
Thank you.
Still ahead. What to expect in the first 100 days.